Well, something really interesting coming into the games tonight. You look at the Charlotte Hornets, who had to win, obviously, to get to the spot. Same thing with Golden State. Two big comebacks, like two fourth quarter comebacks, teams that you didn't necessarily think were going to get it done there down the stretch, found a way to do it. Charlotte, I think they care more than Orlando. That's my main gist on that game. And then when you look at Golden State, Steph Curry can literally change a game. Did you see the video on Twitter or whatever social platform where he asked the fan if it went in? That was
he knew it went in.
Blooded.
He knew it went in.
He was just going for a clip. But you know what? I respect it. I mean, him clip farming at this age is pretty impressive. He knows it's all about the social game.
No, that's exactly what he was doing. You're right. I give him all. He's what, 37 years old, 38 years old. Steph's always been a clip farmer, though. I mean, he was eating popcorn on the bench, the night thing. He does that too. I've seen him ask fans before, like, did that go in? He knew it went in. But yeah, that was awesome. Great moment. Really fun game. And I'm excited to see Steph again tonight. I picked the Warriors to lose to the Clippers. I have no shame in saying that, but they won. And the fact that they did win that one game, them and the Hornets, I'm in a similar boat with both of them. I view the teams differently, but with both of them, it's like, okay, they won. In the case of the Hornets, they've been playing really good basketball for months. The Heat, the joker with the Heat was that Eric Spoelstra might be the best coach in all of basketball. You can never take that away from him. So in a best of one game where he has a week to prepare, that could be trouble. The fact they won that game, I don't want to give away my pick here, but I don't look at Orlando as entirely the same challenge. And then with the Warriors, they figured it out. They're an awful team, but they found a way to beat a team in the Clippers that have been playing well as of late. And now you get the Suns coming off of a loss. Like, there's just more momentum for these teams that won the 9-10 game early on.
Yeah, you'd rather be the 9-10 at this point right now rather than the 7-8. Obviously, 7-8, you win the first game you're in. But if you lose that first game, you got no momentum coming into your second game against a team who's really hot right now. My one biggest problem before we even break down these games, Prime Video. Like, why are these on Prime Video? I hate that.
Technical difficulties, Tanner. Technical difficulties. Can't watch the end of the game.
I can't stand Prime Video. I love Prime for Thursday Night Football because it's just, that's what it is. Like, hey, Thursday's on Prime. But I was scrolling through looking for the games the other night, like trying to find them, and I'm like, it's nowhere to be found. I'm like, this is really on Prime right now, so I had to go to Prime. But yeah, it's not ideal for these games. So you're treating the play-in basically like, put it on TV. Put it on regular TV. Don't make us go to Prime. If you want to blow the play-in up, like, what's the point of even having it if we're going to put it on Prime? It's basically like a non-factor game if you're putting it on Prime.
Also, I don't love that they it's not that I don't just not love it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all that we don't get any of the local commentators. The fact Eric Collins didn't get to commentate that Hornets game, the guy who's always screaming like he lost his mind, for people who don't know. The fact he didn't get to commentate that Hornets game, where I'm trying to even remember the sequence of events where Kobe White hits the insane three and Tyler Hero misses and they get it to overtime. And then the Hornets look like they have it wrapped up. And then the Heat make the 2 threes and they're up late. And then LaMelo Ball hits the game winner and Miles Bridges has the game saving block. Like, those would have been iconic moments forever. And just specifically to the people in Charlotte, that would have gone down in Charlotte history, lore. And, I'm not saying anything bad about the calls or the commentary of the game, but to your point, moving it to Prime Video, making it all national announcers, you're just kind of removing that emotional connection from the games.
And that's the one thing I'd say about hockey. And obviously hockey doesn't have the money coming in that the NBA does, but hockey puts their first round series on their own local channels, which is great. I think that's awesome. So I'd like to see that for the NBA a little bit too. Fun fact, Grant, we'll break down this Hornets Magic game here right now. Hornets coming in as a 3.5-point road favorite. It opened at 2.5. If Charlotte wins tonight, this would be the first time ever that all the North Carolina professional sports teams make the playoffs. So you got the Panthers, you have the Hurricanes, and now the Hornets.
And that's it, right? There's no, you're right.
There's a soccer team, I guess. I don't know. I posted something. And people
Charlotte
like,
FC,
what about that? No. Okay. the major sports, they're all making the playoffs.
Is soccer more popular than hockey in America right now? Well, let me rephrase. Is the MLS more popular than the NHL? Soccer might be, but I don't know about the MLS.
No, not the MLS. The MLS is like a minor league, basically.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Like, I mean, the big four would obviously be basketball, baseball, football. And then if you're picking hockey or soccer, you're putting hockey in there.
Oh, of course. I mean, MLS isn't even on TV.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think I do think soccer is probably more popular when you include the World Cup and all the foreign leagues. But I think specifically American leagues, yeah, NHL is ahead of the MLS.
Oh, by far. Yeah, like you never even consider putting MLS in the big four. Like it's a big five if you want to include it. But like MLS is a non-factor. And like more Americans get excited about the Premier League than they do about the MLS for sure. I mean, but if Messi didn't come to the MLS, I don't think anyone would even know what it is.
Well, let's talk about this Hornets Magic game, and Taylor and I are going to give our breakdowns and our picks for both of these play-in tournament games. Again, if you guys are watching, number one way you can support us, subscribe so you don't miss out, and then as always, throw your thoughts down in the comments below. We want to know who you are picking tonight. I guess we should say, first things first, LaMelo looks like he's not going to get suspended. Eric Spoelstra said that he hopes there's no further punishment for him or anything like that. Did you think it was a dirty play by LaMelo on Bam?
A little. I think it looks dirtier than it actually is. That would be my description. Stuff happen. You don't have time to like think in game, like it just happens. It's reactionary. And like, I truly don't I don't believe LaMelo's a dirty player trying to injure Bam. Like, I just don't think that. So I would lean towards no. And even though, some people might disagree with that, but like when stuff happens in game, it's so reactionary. It's like even if you get a situation where like say someone tries to trip in like football or something, it's just reactionary. It's not intentional most of the time. I would say.
I'm with you. I didn't think it was dirty at all. I get the literal physical movement of it might be quote unquote dirty, but LaMelo is not a dirty player. Also, Nick Wright went on a rant and he called him a clown, and a lot of people think LaMelo is just stupid. So this is kind of my counter here. LaMelo's not dirty. Like, he doesn't have a history of that. If you think he's stupid, okay. How would he be smart enough to like go through the steps and calculate, and I can do this in this moment and take his leg out, and that's going to cause him to fall and he's going to get knocked out of the game? Like, if he's stupid, he's not smart enough to think that this is the opportunity for me to take out their player. That's not what he was doing. He was on the ground. A guy was jumping right above him. He was trying to like get out of the way. I think it's a non-story personally. And I'm not a Charlotte Hornets fan. I like LaMelo. I'm not a LaMelo like fan or anything, though. I don't have a bobblehead of him. I just think it was a play that was unfortunate. I wish Bam the best. Like, it sucks that he couldn't be there for his team, but it's professional sports and stuff like this does happen. And it also just like that would have been nothing if Bam's other leg had been on the ground, or like if he didn't have possession of the ball because he had the ball, he had to throw it away before he could get his hands down to brace himself. Like, so many little individual things went into that, and it was just the worst possible outcome for Bam. But like 99 times out of 100, he would have been just fine.
Yeah, it's all reactionary stuff. There's never LaMelo does not strike me as anybody who wants to try to hurt somebody on the court. Like, it's not like you're dealing with
Draymond.
Draymond full on throws hands at people on the court. But yeah, like Draymond will like legit punch somebody. It wasn't dirty. I think it was fine. And honestly, if Bam's on the floor, and I hate to say this because the Hornets did require a comeback. Like, when you look at the score like 5 minutes ago, it was like Heat were going to win the game. But I still think the Hornets were the better team personally.
I do too. I mean, in that game, not to piss off any Heat fans, the Heat lost by 1 point. With Bam on the floor, they were a +1, which means that he played 11 minutes in this game. In those 11 minutes, they outscored the Hornets by 1 point. So it's a basket difference. Like, he really was not making that much of a difference over the course of the game. When he went out, the Heat actually went on a run. Kel'el Ware came in and played awesome. He had 12 points, 19 rebounds, and 5 blocks. The thing that I don't like, and we do this a lot, where we say, oh, this team won a game and their best player was injured. Just imagine how good they could be when he comes back. It's like, well, did you watch them play? Because when Bam went out, Davion Mitchell was excellent and Kel'el Ware was excellent. And if Bam was playing, they wouldn't have done that. Now, Bam himself might have given you the production they did, but the point is the production was never lost. It just changed who gave it to you. So the only thing I could say is maybe Bam is in position to block LaMelo's shot on the game winner. That's like the whole 52 minutes and 50 seconds up to that point. The Bam thing is a non-story to me. The only thing I wonder about is if you would have defended that shot on the game winner better.
Now, with that being said, and we can play devil's advocate on each side, LaMelo Ball should have never been in a position to make a game winner because he shouldn't have turned it over right before it. Like, he should have been shooting free throws. So, like, you know, and I guess you give the Heat a chance to go down and answer on the free throws, but after the free throws, but still, like that sequence was just so crazy because LaMelo shouldn't have turned it over, and LaMelo probably shouldn't have made the game-winning shot on the other side. So I'll say two negatives cancel out, and they make a positive. There you go.
Well, let's talk about Hornets Magic here. So the Hornets were favored by, I think it got up to 6 points by tip-off against the Heat, and I was on the Hornets at 3.5, which I think they opened at against the Heat. Didn't cover, obviously. That's fine. I take my losses. I wouldn't have bet them at -6. Like, that's just a little disrespectful against Eric Spoelstra and the Heat. Now they're going against the Magic team, which is coming off of a loss against the Philadelphia 76ers. Paolo Banchero is getting absolutely ripped. It's been a rough PR tour for him over the last, I would say, probably 2 months or so. And then in that game against Philadelphia, he had 18 points on 7 of 22 shooting. Anytime you take more field goals than you score points, that's a really bad night. He had 6 turnovers. He was a -17, which was the worst out of everybody who got minutes for the Magic. I saw some stat. There have been like 7 or 8 games in the NBA this season where a player shot X and had X turnovers, and 2 of them were Paolo in his last 2 games. So he's just playing really poorly. The 76ers won by 12 points without having Joel Embiid on the floor. So I guess the only saving grace for Orlando now is they are going back to their home court. They had a losing record on the road. They are 10 games above 500 at home, 25-15. Hornets, though, above 500 on the road themselves, 23-18 on the road. And as we know, they've been playing a lot better as of late. And if you ask me what's more likely to happen, Paolo to shoot 40% and turn the ball over, or Con Knipple to make 0 threes and get benched, I think it's Paolo. I think that the Hornets can reasonably expect to have better performances from their stars, whereas I don't think the Magic can say that because Paolo has been inconsistent, and Desmond Bane played really well. Is he going to play that well again in this game? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Desmond Bane averages 20 points a game. He had 34. So you look at the production that he had versus Paolo, like you're probably going to push some of that to Paolo, and then Desmond Bane's going to come back to normalcy a little bit. I just think this Orlando team's checked out. I really don't think they care that much because they were in this game. And it just seemed like the 76ers were always able to turn it up a little more, and they were always able to make the more explosive play. And granted, they were at home when they were able to do this, so that helps. But it just feels like Orlando's a little checked out right now. This was supposed to be the up-and-coming team. This was supposed to be the trendy team in the Eastern Conference. They're no longer that anymore. They're just surviving right now. So I don't know whether it's a coaching change, a philosophy change, what they need to do, but I don't trust Paolo Banchero. I trust, Brandon Miller, and I trust LaMelo Ball, and I trust Con Knipple. And the stars are more prominent over for the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, Brandon Miller's a shooter. We know that about him.
Oh, he loves to shoot. Yeah. He loves to shoot.
Supposedly there's some go ahead.
The Bama boys just get in trouble all the time. Like, the Bama basketball team is actually pretty degenerate when you think about it.
So there are some reports that, to what you were saying, the Magic stars are unhappy with the coaching of Jamal Mosley. They want him fired. I'm not here to say if that's true or not, but the fact that there are reports out there suggesting it, if there's any, it might not even be multiple players. It could just be one guy. But that means you have one person not bought in, and this is a do or die. If you lose, the season is over. And to your point, I just never, even though Orlando was like hanging around in that Philly game, I never looked at, keep in mind, Philly without Joel Embiid. I never looked at them like they really were going to do what it took to get over the line. I didn't trust them to make the smart plays, the hustle plays. I didn't trust their stars to take over. I was always expecting that to be Philadelphia. Tyrese Maxey and the boys. Edgecombe played a really good game. PG had some big shots. But so as we head to this game where Charlotte has legitimately been like a top 7 team in the NBA over the last 3 months. Top 5 even borderline. So now they're playing against the team that just wants its season to be over. They got their big test out of the way with Miami. I get they're going on the road. I really don't care because they still have a winning record on the road. So I like the Hornets in this one.
Well, that's the tough part, too, about these play-in teams. None of them have a chance. Like none of them have a chance to barely win a series. So the season's already over. And I think for a young team like the Hornets, it means more to get here. I'm not saying Orlando's not young, but Orlando's just checked out. So this would mean a lot to Charlotte to get there, where whatever happens after that, who cares? I think Orlando's already done. So I'll take Charlotte to get it done tonight.
66% of bets, 77% of money at DraftKings, and 69% of bets, 68% of money at FanDuel on the Hornets at -3.
So we got the Golden State Warriors coming up next with the Phoenix Suns. That game is on Prime. Phoenix is a 3.5-point favorite. It opened 3.5, has not moved. Total set at 219.5. Grant, this is an interesting game to me because you have a team in the Phoenix Suns who have been really good at home this season. Golden State's been really bad on the road, but Steph Curry changes the equation for everything. So in my mind, it's like, can Steph Curry take down the Phoenix Suns? Based on what he did in the first round of the first game of the play-in tournament, I would say he can change a game, and he was able to do that in their first game against the Clippers. So do you think he can do it against the Suns tonight?
You can never count him out. That's what I will say. Now, Steph has had some game 7 shortcomings over the course of his career, but if we just talk about like literal best of one March Madness style games, this has belonged to Steph Curry, and he has lost play-in games before as well. They lost to the Lakers. They lost to the Grizzlies, but Steph has usually shown up. Again, he showed up in March Madness, dragged Davidson to the Elite Eight, and now we saw him again in this environment, and what happens is he comes back, only been back for a short time off of those injuries. He scores 35 points, makes 7 threes. He just looks like prime Steph. That shot with 40-something seconds left to kind of put them ahead. Golden State also wins the fourth quarter by 11 points. They score 43 points in the fourth quarter. So they just turned it on when they needed to. This is why people talk about championship experience. And some people can use it in context where it doesn't matter, it doesn't add up. In this specific situation where it is, if you lose, your season is over, that is where it matters. And you saw it with how Steph played. You saw it with Draymond playing the best defense that I've seen from him. Not that he's been bad, but he was outstanding against Kawhi. Kawhi even said so at the podium. He's like, I didn't know what to do. Draymond, I couldn't score on him. Steve Kerr has been going through hell this season with how many injuries there have been and just where the roster is at. And yet they still managed to put something together. They're rolling with an 8-man rotation, it looks like, and they're heading into a situation where they're going against the Suns team that we just talked about with the Magic, but like they are coming off of a loss. So the pressure is on them. What are we going to do? Season's on the line. Devin Booker has been there before. Dillon Brooks has gotten playoff experience, sure, but like it's a new group of guys. Jalen Green has only started to come back recently. He played well recently, but also what's he going to offer in this game? There's a lot more stability on the Golden State side of things, even though they are underdogs.
Yeah, the Warriors, I think, are going to win this game. And my biggest reason for that is first game, they're a 5.5-point underdog against the Clippers. Now they're a 3.5-point underdog. Maybe that's the books taking account for Steph, how great he actually is. But what Steph was able to do when they were in that teetering zone, when they were down like 7 to 8 points, and it's like, are they going to even cover in this game? Are they going to make it interesting? And then he just goes off. And I think that's the biggest difference here. I'm not saying Devin Booker can't get it done, but like you were saying, younger team and newer team together, where you got this Warriors team at the end of their dynasty. I mean, dynasty's over, but you still got the guys who can ball a little bit. They got championship big game experience. I think ultimately that will make the difference here. I trust Steve Kerr to get it done in a spot like this. And I think Steph, if you just looked at him, as simple as it was in that first game, he was just having fun out there and playing loose. That's going to matter so much in the spot. So I will take Golden State, especially if Draymond can continue to do what he's been able to do in that first game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to take the Warriors in this one, and a lot of it does just come down to Steph Curry. Devin Booker, he can take games over, but he was not good against the Portland Trailblazers. He had 22 points. He had 5 fouls, shot 41% from the field. Jalen Green, ironically, stepped up, had 35 points, but you really shouldn't be expecting him to do that much. And Dillon Brooks scored 20 points on really efficient shooting. He's probably not going to be doing that in this game just because, if we expect regression to the mean. I like what you said about playing loose. That's what it looks like when the Warriors are in this spot. I remember a podcast Draymond did several years ago where he's like, I really don't even – it's hard for me to even care about playing a Tuesday game in Memphis or like a Thursday night game in Orlando. Like, why do I actually care? These guys, when they're in their mid to late 30s and they've won 4 finals together, like, yeah, these are the moments that they are waiting for. and they are excited to be in this moment. I think Devin Booker's probably excited, but I can't say that about everyone else on Phoenix. They're probably like, all right, big game tonight. We got to make sure we're on our P's and Q's. Whereas I'm sure Steve Kerr has got everybody in that locker room genuinely excited to go out there and play tonight's game. So, yeah, I think Steph, I'd bet the over, and I would take the Warriors to win.
There we go. When you know it's coming to an end, that's what matters for Steph and Draymond, all these. Like, it's coming to an end sooner than some of the guys' careers on Phoenix. So you got to take advantage of these moments, and I think they're going to be able to do that. Anything else on the play-in games tonight before we move into our little scandal with Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel?
I would say Warriors have absolutely no chance in hell against the Thunder. Hornets do have a chance to make it interesting against the Pistons.